Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I am not our community spiritual leader, Reverend Cece Coltrane. She is off today. She will be back with us next week. My name is Stephanie Stewart, and I am one of our practitioners and a second-year ministerial student. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Dayton. If this is your first time here with us, a very special welcome to you. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. Giving our reading and invocation this morning is Lana Mayhew. Our vigil holder is Lenza Smith. And Lana and Linda Andriaca will be doing our Interfaith candle lighting. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, believed that there was a golden thread of truth that ran through all religions and spiritual traditions, and that candle lighting ceremony, it reminds us of those traditions. So right now we're going to bless our kids with our 5 to 10-year-olds today, if we have any. They are with Miss Carol Huseman here. And with 11 and above, we have, oh, there we go, with Miss Jen Brust. Okay, if you all join me in a moment of prayer to bless these kids. So here and now, I center myself and I center all of us in this place of love and power, this place where Spirit is. There is no place that it is not. And so I know that today is a day of joy and learning and a new beginning for our kids as they begin to learn about what we are, the science of mind. And so I just say thank you. I say thank you for their teachers. I say thank you for Jen. I say thank you for Carol. And I say thank you for the children that are with us. And I release this into the law knowing that it is absolutely done. And so it is.
We light the first candle in honor of science of mind and spirit. The essence of all true religious philosophy is an inner realization of the presence of perfection within and around about. It is the hope of heaven, the voice of God proclaiming, I am that which thou art that which I am. We light the second candle in honor of Hinduism. The invisible and subtle essence is the spirit of the whole universe. That is reality, that is truth, and you are that. We light the third candle in honor of Buddhism. Every sentient being, even an insect, has Buddha nature. The seed of Buddha means consciousness, the cognitive power, the seed of empowerment. We light the fourth candle in honor of Christianity. The kingdom of God is inside of you, and it is outside of you. Those who become acquainted with themselves will find it. And when you become acquainted with yourselves, you will understand that it is you who are the children of the living Father. We light the fifth candle in honor of Judaism. If the inner fire of the heart is kept burning continuously, it will extinguish all negativity. We light the sixth candle in honor of Taoism. The Tao is called the Great Mother, empty yet inexhaustible. It gives birth to infinite worlds. It is always present within you. You can use it any way you want. We light the final candle in honor of Native American religions. The first piece, which is the most important, it is that which comes within the souls of people when they realize their relationship, their oneness with the universe and all its powers, and when they realize that at the center of the universe dwells the Great Spirit, and that this center is really everywhere. It is within each of us. This is the real peace, and the others are but reflections of this. The reading today by Ernest Holmes. What is the science of mind? One of our fundamental propositions is that God is all there is. When you say God is all there is, that includes everything, all possibility, and all action, for spirit is the invisible essence and substance of all form. It is impossible to separate the highest use of this science from the most exalted conception of an immanent spirit, a transcendent spirit, and an available spirit. So if you can just take these words into that sacred place for a few minutes of contemplation. So how good it is to rest in Thee, in that power, in that presence that lives and breathes through us, as us, and around us at all times. It is that very essence of our own soul. It is that very power within our own being that radiates through us, as us, all the time. There is absolutely no separation. It is embedded within this beautiful divine design that we call ourselves, knowing that there is no way to be separate from all there is. And so I know that that is the same thing for this service, that this service is in divine order, divine right action, that every aspect of it, from the music ministry, through every part of it, with the children's church, and all is well. And I know that all is good. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you, God. And together we say, and so it is.
Okay. So I have to tell you, I'm really excited and I'm really honored to be able to deliver the first message of the year. We are actually, this is actually an organizational celebration the entire year. We are celebrating 100 years of teaching the science of mind. So I get to launch it, and I'm just really very excited about that. Now I will tell you that my first week of 2018 began with a dead car battery. And then finding out that said battery cannot be replaced for less than $1,000.
$2,000.
$2,000. $2,000. If you own a hybrid, be aware. My first week of 2018 ended with both public and private messages on my business Facebook page that first threatened a lawsuit and then actual physical harm.
That's why we love you.
So in true Centers for Spiritual Living and Science of Mind fashion, I will say this: I trust my second week of 2018 will be better. I tell you these things not to garner your sympathy, although I am not above soaking that in a little bit. I tell you these things to point out that bad things happen sometimes. Bad things happen to good people, and despite what you may have heard, I'm good people. Thank you. Sometimes it hits the fan, and you're wearing all white. You know? I think when some of us first begin to learn about the science of mind, which is what we call our teachings here at Center for Spiritual Living, and what we're celebrating all year long, or we hear about it from someone else, it sounds kind of Pollyanna. It's like it's too good to be true, right? If I only think positive thoughts, my life will be everything I want it to be, and nothing bad will ever happen. I didn't think it was an awesome idea to build a car with a limited battery life that is prohibitively expensive to replace. And I didn't think I would like to spend my entire workday being threatened by a very large, unstable human being. It happened. Things happen. Sometimes life comes at you fast. The science of mind isn't magic. It isn't The Secret. It isn't Scientology. It isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a life philosophy. It's an operating manual for our lives. It's a set of principles that we all have access to. And once we learn them, we can change our lives for the better and then change everything else around us for the better. It's this crazy notion that where we focus our energy, that becomes the form of our experience. So rather than focus on my failing car, a car that I still have to deal with and baby every day, I got up at 4 o'clock this morning to make sure it would start. Okay, there's no Pollyanna bypass here. I'm focused on the opportunity to get a new car. And as a result, I've been offered the use of one car for free with the insurance already paid. And I've been made aware of another car in great condition for an incredible price. That is the science of mind in action. Rather than focus on my anger and my fear in dealing with this person on my business page, once I understood that I was not in danger, once I understood that I and everyone in my business were safe, I focused on the principle mentioned in our reading. God is all there is. In me, in this other person, all around us, God is all there is. And I leaned on my ministerial training. I focused on being a calm, non-anxious presence. And as a result, I soon found out that this person was actually a person in crisis. This was a person with whom I could then have compassion. And I learned some valuable lessons in conflict management. Now, I would have liked to have learned those lessons in a less frightening way. But things happen. And that's the science of mind in action. A principle is simply a fundamental truth. If you do this and this and this, you get this, right? The science of mind teaches us fundamental truths about the universe. Where you pour out your attention and your emotion, it comes into being in your life. It sounds simple, right? But did it take 5 minutes? Sherry, is there birthday cake? I think we're done. No birthday cake? Fine. Okay, so then rather than continue to talk about what the science of mind is and is not, let me demonstrate to you a little bit more the power of it in my life. Let me tell you about what I've been focusing my attention and my emotions on. Have you ever found yourself in this situation? You're at work, you're out with friends that maybe don't go here, and you get to talking about this place, you get to talking about this center, and you get asked, so, what do you guys do there? What kind of woo-woo goes on there? What do you guys believe? I get that all the time. People find out I'm in ministerial school and they say, oh, what denomination? Thank you for assuming Christianity. So I tell them, Center for Spiritual Living. And they say, well, what's that about? Do you get that question? And you find yourself going, it's law of attraction, Pan's great. Do you like Oprah's Super Soul Sunday? You do? That's us. That's us. It's hard. It's hard. I've heard people say we're the best kept secret around. I've heard colleagues, fellow ministerial students say, oh, we need to take our teachings mainstream. The synthesizer of the philosophy that we call science of mind and the founder of what we now call Centers for Spiritual Living was a man named Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes said he believed that one day these teachings would be the most well-known and most widely used of anything humanity had ever seen. Now, if you go to a bookstore and you go into the self-help section or you go into the spirituality section, you will see that he was right. We're everywhere. But nobody knows it's us. Nobody realizes that we're potentially a shortcut. It's not all Oprah. It's hard to talk about something that doesn't have a good definition in our own minds. We know we like it here. People are friendly. We feel safe, like we can work on our own stuff. But it's all kind of warm and fuzzy and nebulous, right? And my energy has been focused on that. And it's not that I don't want it to be warm and fuzzy and friendly and certainly safe here. Far from it. It's that nebulous woo-woo part that has my attention. You see, because I've studied and I continue to study the science of mind. And remember I said it was an operating manual for our lives? And one has to study a manual to get its full benefits. I know that we live in and are a part of a field of infinite possibility. Think about that, infinite possibility. Everything that has ever happened, everything that will ever happen, is here and available to us right now. Everything that you can think of and a million things that you will never think of are available to us to happen right now. Do something for me. Rub your hands together. Rub your hands together. Now just hold them a little ways apart. And feel what's in between there. Close your eyes if you have to. Feel what's in between there. It might feel like heat or a ball or I don't know, whatever it feels like to you. Whatever it feels like to you. Right there in your hands is the field of infinite possibility. Now tell me what's greater. What you and you alone are holding, or the field we all hold together? Now maybe you see where I'm going a little bit. Since the summer, my attention and my energy has been turned very sharply toward our sense of community, toward making concrete what we feel when we come here, giving us words that will lead to actions. You see, we are stronger together in our lives, in our communities, in our world. And when we come to a place like this, committed to our spiritual journey, and committed to supporting others in their journey, we begin to practice everything that is possible in that field. We begin to practice abundance. We begin to practice unconditional love. We begin to practice peace. So the next time someone asks you what we believe here, this is what you can tell them. We believe in possibility, and we come together to practice it. I've seen us change. There are more and more discussions amongst us about how we can come together as a community and then reach out beyond our own walls to change lives. In 2 weeks at the annual meeting, that's a lot of what we'll be talking about. More of us are coming together to study together. More of us are coming together to get involved in small groups. More of us are asking about when the next classes will be offered. Am I saying I did all this myself with my energy and attention? Hell yeah. No. It's not magic, remember? No, but what I am saying is that when I focused my attention on our sense of community, I saw things more clearly. I heard people say things that maybe I didn't hear before. When we get clear on something, we catch the opportunities we didn't see before. Ernest Holmes always said that the science of mind would always be evolving. And I've observed it here in just the 10 years that I've been here. We once talked about how to manifest a car. And now we're talking about building a world that works for everyone because everyone knows how it works. I started off learning how to grow my bank account. And now I find myself building an entire ministry devoted to the growing of spiritual community. There is immense power in studying the science of mind. But there's even greater power when we study it in community together. Which would you rather? The field of infinite possibility in your hand, or the one all around us? Ernest Holmes said, we are chemists in the laboratory of the infinite. We are chemists in the laboratory of the infinite. What then shall we create? With the science of mind in our hands and our hearts, what shall we create together? I choose here and now to create a safe and loving space in and around me. A space that others feel whenever they're with me. I choose to create community, to create communities wherever I go. I choose to create space for those in that society would try and silence to be heard. I choose to help in the creation of a just society. I choose to be a part of the creation of a world that works for everyone because I know how it works. And that is the science of mind in action. So now, because I know what I have just said is already done in the heart and mind of spirit, I want to act upon the truth of my words. I want to offer you, all of you, any of you, safe space. and create community right here and now. I've begun to refer to us as a center of prayer. And so this is what I want to offer to you. I want to offer you the love and the support of your community. If anyone here would like prayer, somebody just wants to stand up and say, I want prayer for. That's all you have to do. Stand up and say, I want prayer for. I am offering you the love and support of your community right now. Is there anybody that would like that?
Yeah.
We start here? Sure.
Sure, I want prayer for my father, so his final journey in life is not fraught with suffering.
Okay. Can we do that together? Can we do that for Jenny? Can we do that for Jenny? Can we offer her that prayer? Can we offer her that love of her spiritual community? Jenny, thank you. Thank you for standing up. So here now, let's center ourselves in this place, this powerful, loving place. This place where Spirit is, the source of all things, is here in us as us. This is a place of peace and love and incredible power. And I know that we are each a part of it. And because of that, what I know for Jenny is peace, peace in her heart and mind. And I know peace for her father as he begins to make his transition. I know that this may be a challenging time, but that Jenny is loved. She is held up by this community and by the source of all things. She is held up by God. She is held up by Spirit. She is held up by whatever we want to call it. It is here. It is hers. It is ours. It is us. And so I'm just grateful. I am grateful for this moment. I am grateful for Jenny, for her heart, for her love for her father. And I am grateful for this community, for loving and supporting her, for holding her up, for keeping her close. I simply release this. I release this into a law that says yes, that only says yes. And we anchor this together and say, and so it is. Did you want prayer, sir?
Yeah. I've spent most of my life being a lone wolf, avoiding community, and been asked to accept that for once.
You'd like to accept community?
Yeah.
May I know your name, please?
Sean.
Sean, thank you. Can we lift Sean up? He needs community. He wants community. He wants us. Can we offer that to him now? In our hearts and in our minds and our prayer, can we do that? Can we offer him community?
Yes.
So again, centered here in this place of so much peace, so much strength, so much love and power. I just rejoice. I rejoice in all that is. I rejoice in this source that is always available to each of us. And I know that this is a community of love, of openness, a place that says yes. Just like God, just like the universe, this is a place that says yes. And so I know that Sean can be open to that. I know that he sees and senses that this is a community that can be for him, that can love him and support him. And that at any moment, he understands he can turn to it, turn within and turn without, and be loved and accepted here. That this can be a place that he could call home. And I am grateful. Again, I am so grateful for this community and all that it is, and all that it stands for, and all that it is becoming. And I am grateful for Sean, for his bravery, for standing up and admitting that he's ready. He's ready for community. So I release this. I just let it go, knowing that it is already in motion. And again, together we anchor it and say, and so it is. Thank you. Is there anyone else? Thank you. So again, in the spirit of community, I brought something to Reverend Cece this past week. Thankfully, she was very enthusiastic about it. If community means commitment to a group, then I wanted to show our commitment to the greater Center for Spiritual Living community. So I asked Reverend Cece about praying for another center each week. She sent the idea out to other ministers, and we had 12 requests for prayer inside half an hour. So we will be going through these requests each week, 2 at a time. So the first place we are going to pray for together is actually home office. If you are not aware, home office is the reason we're an organization at all. They subsidize the education of all of the ministerial students. Without them, many of us would not be becoming ministers. They organize us. They give us messages. They give us focus. And they need our prayers. They need our prayers. Are you willing to do that with me now? Are you willing to offer our community and our love to Home Office?
Yes.
Thank you. Join me now, please. And once again, I simply sit down and revel in all that is, in the source of all things, in the one that many call God, that many call Spirit, knowing that it is the source of all, that all abundance, all wisdom, all knowledge, all love, all peace, all power is that. And it is all around us. It is within us. And so what I know for Home Office is that everything that they need flows to them with peace and ease and grace, with all speed. Whether it is finances or personnel or ideas, nothing is kept from them. Nothing is kept from Home Office. It is a place of joy, of light, of community. It is a blessing, and I know that we are blessed by them. And so I simply say thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, Infinite Spirit, for this community and for Home Office and all that it is and all that it becomes. I let it go. Just let it be. Together we say, and so it is. And so I've been made aware of Center for Spiritual Living, Bakersfield, California. They have been the victims of vandalization. It happens to all of us sometimes, I guess. I would like to support them in prayer. Is that something that you are willing to do?
Yes.
Then let us speak to that. Let us speak to this community that we are entering into, this greater community of Centers for Spiritual Living. This is the place God shows up in the world. This is the place Source is. It is such a blessing. It is such a blessing to be here and to be able to say to CSL Bakersfield, we love you. And we know that everything that you need, whether finances or safety, whatever it is, it's yours. There's nothing kept from CSL Bakersfield. They are a blessing in their community. They are a blessing to us because they are willing to accept these prayers. I'm just so grateful. I am grateful for all that they are. I am grateful for CSL Bakersfield and all of the good that flows to them, all of the good that is theirs, all of the good that they pass on then into their community. Thank you, God. Thank you, Infinite Spirit. Thank you for CSL Bakersfield. I just release this. I let it go. I release this into the law. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you for choosing to step outside these walls and say yes to another center. It's just one more way in which we create community. So I want to offer one last prayer, and it's for us, because boy, don't we deserve it. Centered here, right here in this place of such love, of such power. I am just overwhelmed by the place that this is. Overwhelmed by the people that are here, by the ones that say yes. Yes to love, yes to peace, yes to justice, yes to community. This place, this center, all of us within it, we are God expressing. We are a conduit for the source of all things. Our hands do God's work. Our hearts beat with God's love. We see with God's eyes. And soon we move out into the world to do God's work. And we do it beautifully. Everything that we need flows to us, flows through us, flows out into our community. This is a light not just in Dayton, but in the world. In every moment of every day as we come together to say yes to one another in community, I know that light grows. That light grows and more people find us and more people say, yes, I want that. I want the science of mind. And we simply say yes. And I say thank you. I'm grateful for all that you are, all that we are, and all that we become. I let it go. I let it be. Say it with me one more time. And so it is.
I am just a thread, a simple thread in this glorious web of life.
We are all just drops within a stream flowing towards an ocean of light.
We may forget where we come from. We may forget where we're going to. I might not see that you're a reflection of me as much as I'm a reflection of you. I'm just a seed, a blessed seed with eternity unfolding in me. And I pray that as I grow, I will reveal the love that illuminates my soul. When I remember where I come from, when I remember where I'm going to, then I will see that you're a reflection of me as much as I'm a reflection of you. This is my simple prayer. May I become a reflection of the infinite one. This is my simple prayer. May I become a reflection of the infinite one. This is my simple prayer. May I become a reflection of the infinite one. This is my simple prayer. May I become a reflection of the infinite one.
We could have our ushers come forward, please. So we now have an opportunity to contribute to our community, to our center. We've been teaching these principles for 72 years. We plan on being around for the next 100 years of the science of mind. All we do here is because of you, your presence, your talent, your time, your contributions. And so we invite you to give generously in support of our growth and our vitality. Please affirm with me. I know the activity of abundance
I know the activity of abundance
is in my life
is in my life
and in this center.
and in this center.
I give and receive generously
I give and receive generously
from this flow of good.
from this flow of good.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, Becky. Thank you for the message, too. Thank you to Higher Mind Band. Thank you. So please be sure to review the flyers in your bulletin, especially, let's see, next week is Wrap with the Rev. If you're new or relatively new and you want to have a sit down with a practitioner and Reverend Cece and learn a little more about us and let us learn what you would like to see from us, from your center, from your community, please make sure you join us next Sunday after service. That's the 14th. And then I mentioned this, in 2 weeks, on the 21st, is our annual meeting. And if you've been to the annual meeting before, you're like, oh, okay, we're gonna, review what we did last year, and it's more this year, and it's more. If you can be here, please do. Please get here. We're talking about our future. We're talking about how we want to express here in the Center for Spiritual Living Community and out in the Dayton community. And it takes all of our voices. It takes all of us together to be able to decide what to do, how to move forward. Okay, so please make sure you are here in 2 weeks. Check out all of the bulletin inserts, or the inserts rather, in your bulletin, please, for announcements. If you would like prayer after service, our licensed prayer practitioners, we would love to pray with you. We even have a button now. Just make my day, ask me to pray. Any of us in these teal or white shawls, we are happy. Just walk up to us and say, I would like prayer for what Sean and what Jenny were willing to do. You can walk up to us after service, to any of us, and we are happy to give that gift to you. Also, back by the door there is a chest, and you can fill out a prayer card if you would like, and know that we will be praying for you. Lana is actually, I don't know if you've ever been recognized for this. Lana is head of our prayer chest back there. She is, please put them in there, is what she said. Okay, yes, we have a number too. You can call a line and leave it. Any of it. We're here. We're here for you. We are a part of your community, and we want to give this to you. Please take advantage of it. Okay, so everybody take a few minutes after service here to give everybody around you a hug. Yes, Kelly.
Just one quick announcement. We are doing the hike today.
Oh, there's a hike today. Excellent.
At Hills and Dales. We're going to meet at the Paw Paw Shelter at 2 p.m. So it's in the 20s. We are doing it. 2 to 3 miles. Come on.
All right. So, you guys have fun. I'm going to go home and take the minister's nap. Thank you to everybody who made this morning's service possible. Ushers, greeters, practitioners, the welcome team, our teachers, all of you, the Higher Mind Band. Thank you all. Thank you for being willing to be in community together. So please stand now for our closing affirmation, and after that our closing song is Into the Light. Yes. Hello, Carolyn. Okay, so please affirm with me. The conditions of my life come from the focus of my energy. My life is peaceful. I have all I want and need. I am loved. I am love. And so it is. Have a great week.